Ever wondered how to create your own unique hip-hop beat? Well, you're in the right place. Today we're diving into the world of beat creation, where your imagination is the only limit. We will be using the latest version of FL Studio 21, a powerful tool that can help you compose an instrumental that is distinctly your own. Creating a unique hip-hop beat isn't just about following trends, it's about setting them. It's about making a statement, expressing your personality, and crafting a sound that's as individual as you are. A well-crafted beat can elevate your music, giving it depth and complexity, and striking a chord with your listeners. We will be creating a hip-hop beat with a tempo of 139 BPM, incorporating elements like shallow piano, hollow brass, and heavy metals layered with a glossy filter. This will be accompanied by hi-hats, kicks, counter snares, and percussions for a hip-hop trap-like vibe. Get ready to discover the secrets of producing a unique hip-hop beat. Dive into the world of FL Studio 21, your tool for creating mind-blowing beats. FL Studio 21 is the latest version of the celebrated music production software, designed to take your beat-making skills to the next level. It's a comprehensive digital audio workstation, or DAW, equipped with all the tools and features you need to compose, arrange, record, edit, mix, and master professional quality music. Let's take a minute to appreciate the beauty of FL Studio 21's interface. It's sleek, intuitive, and customizable, enabling you to tailor the workspace to your liking. And the best part? It's user-friendly, whether you're just starting out or you're an experienced beatmaker. Now, on to the heart of the matter, the sequencer. This is where you'll be creating your beats. FL Studio 21's step sequencer is a pattern-based grid where you can sequence drum loops, melodies, and bass lines. It's as simple as clicking in the steps to activate them and create your beat pattern. What's a beat without a good tempo, right? In FL Studio 21, you can set the BPM or beats per minute of your track. This is essentially the speed of your beat. A hip-hop beat typically ranges from 85 to 95 BPM, but we're going to push the limits a bit and go for a tempo of 139 BPM. This will give our beat a fast-paced, energetic vibe, perfect for a trap-like feel. FL Studio 21 also comes with a vast library of sounds and instruments, allowing you to add depth and color to your beats. You can layer shallow piano notes, hollow brass, and heavy metal sounds, each adding a unique texture to your composition. Top it off with a glossy filter for that polished, professional sound. And let's not forget the rhythm section. Hi-hats, kicks, counter snares, and percussions are the backbone of any great beat. With FL Studio 21, you can easily add these elements, adjusting their volume and panning to create a balanced, immersive soundscape. Now that you're familiar with FL Studio 21, it's time to start creating. So, buckle up, folks, and let's make some music. Scene script. Let's start building the beat, shall we? Our first step is to lay down a foundation with a shallow piano. The piano's sound is the backbone of our track. It should have a subdued, almost muffled sound. Think of it like a whisper, subtle yet profound. To achieve this, we'll adjust the velocity and volume, making it softer, more introspective, and less intrusive. Next up is the hollow brass. This gives our beat a distinct flavor, a certain edginess. We're not talking about a full, rich brass sound here. Instead, we're aiming for a hollow, echoey tone that resonates in the background. This sound adds depth and intrigue to our beat. To create this effect, we'll tweak the instrument's ADSR envelope, reducing the sustain and release times, which will give us that hollow effect. Now, let's talk about layering. Layering is like adding color to a black and white sketch. It brings our beat to life. We'll layer our piano and brass with a glossy filter. This filter adds a sheen, a certain sparkle to our sound, making it more polished and professional. It's like putting a glossy coat of paint on a classic car, making it shine under the spotlight. The heavy metals in the background are the magic ingredient that makes our beat dark, inspiring, and uplifting. We're going to use heavy, low-pitched, resonating metal sounds like the sound of a gong or a big, heavy bell. These sounds are going to be our beat's heartbeat. They'll provide a steady rhythm that will keep our listeners hooked and make our beat unforgettable. Remember, the key to a great beat is balance. We don't want any element to overshadow the others. The shallow piano, the hollow brass, the glossy filter, and the heavy metals should all blend seamlessly together, creating a harmonious, captivating soundscape. You've started building your beat, but there's more to add. So stay tuned, because we're just getting started. the beat is about to get even better. Ready to add more layers to your beat? Let's dive into the rhythmic world of hi-hats, kicks, counter snares, and percussions. These elements aren't just the backbone of your beat, they're the heart and soul that give it a hip-hop trap-like vibe. First off, hi-hats. They're like the ticking clock of your beat, providing a steady rhythm that keeps everything in line. To add them, simply select the hi-hat sound from your library and place it on every second and fourth beat of your pattern on the channel rack. You can also create a rolling effect by placing extra hi-hats and adjusting the velocity to give your beat a dynamic feel. Next, let's talk about kicks. They're the thump, the pulse, the heartbeat of your beat. You can place kicks on the first, third, and seventh beat of your pattern. Experiment with different kick sounds to find what fits your beat best. Remember, in music production, there's no right or wrong. It's all about what sounds good to you. Now, on to counter snares. They serve as a counter rhythm to your main beat, adding complexity and depth. Try placing a counter snare on every third and seventh beat of your pattern. Play around with different snare sounds and see which one complements your beat the best. Lastly, we'll layer in some percussions. Percussions can add a whole new dimension to your beat, making it more lively and dynamic. You can add a percussion sound on every fifth and sixth beat of your pattern. Experiment with a variety of percussive sounds like bongos, congas, or shakers, and find what works best for your beat. Remember, these are just guidelines. Feel free to experiment and find what works best for your unique beat. Play with the placement, the sounds, and the velocities. Make it your own. The magic of beat making lies in how these elements interact, how they dance together to create something that's more than the sum of its parts. So don't be afraid to experiment and play around. Your beat is almost complete. Let's put the final touches. It's time to finalize your beat and let the world hear it. We've come a long way creating a unique hip-hop beat with its own distinctive flavor. Now it's about polishing that diamond until it shines. Let's walk through the steps to finalize our beat, check for any missing elements, and make any necessary adjustments. Start by taking a step back and listening to your beat as a whole. This is a crucial part of the process. It's easy to get lost in the details of each element and lose sight of the overall sound. Listen for balance. Do the hi-hats, kicks, counter snares, and percussions blend well with the shallow piano, hollow brass, and heavy metals? If something feels off, don't hesitate to tweak it. Maybe your hi-hats need a little more sparkle, or perhaps the heavy metals could be dialed back a touch. Remember, it's all about crafting a dark, inspiring, and uplifting vibe. Once you're satisfied with the balance, it's time to add the finishing touches. This could mean applying a glossy filter to give your beat that polished, professional sound. It's just like putting a cherry on top of a sundae. Now that we've finalized our beat, it's time to take the next step, exporting it from FL Studio 21. Navigate to the File menu and select Export. You'll see several format options including WAV, MP3, and more. Choose the one that best suits your needs. Remember, higher quality formats like WAV will result in a larger file size but will retain more of your beat's original quality. On the other hand, formats like MP3 will reduce the file size but may also decrease the quality slightly. Once you've chosen your format, select the location where you want to save your beat and hit Start. FL Studio will do the rest, rendering your beat into a single file that you can share with the world. Congratulations, you've created your unique hip-hop beat. Now it's time to share it with the world. And remember, the world is always ready for more music, so keep creating, keep experimenting, and above all, keep letting your creativity shine. Let's recap what we've learned today. We've taken a deep dive into the world of beat creation using FL Studio 21, exploring its features and learning how to utilize them to create some truly unique music. We started with the basics, understanding the interface and the tools available at our disposal. We then moved on to build our own beat, starting with a hip-hop track with a tempo of 139 BPM. We layered in shallow piano, hollow brass, and heavy metals, all under a glossy filter for that special touch. We spiced things up with hi-hats, kicks, counter snares, and percussions, aiming for a hip-hop trap vibe. And let's not forget the dark, inspiring, and uplifting background music that we composed, truly bringing our creation to life. Remember, practice makes perfect. Keep exploring, experimenting with different elements, and most importantly, have fun with it. Thank you for joining. Keep creating and let your beats speak your language.